we have a problem of the day. This one's a little wordy. Oh, it's a word problem, of course. 3 sisters were born with 2 years in between each birth. Pretty spontaneous sounding there, about every 2 years. That's important. Their ages add up to 51. What are their individual ages now? Okay, so they were born with 2 years in between each birth. Their ages add up to 51. What are the individual ages? Well, let's talk a little bit about that. Let's check it out and see what we're going to do. This sounds just like a consecutive integer problem that we learned in Algebra 1, all right? And also sometimes you learn that in pre-algebra, where you basically are thinking how part consecutive integers, or in this case, 2 years, it could be an even or an odd type integer type situation. So we've been given 51, so I'm thinking, maybe we're going to have some odd numbers that we're going to add up here. Let's find out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the good old algebra form. Some of you are always probably starting to think it through in your head, what numbers are going to work, what numbers are going to work, and trying different combinations and things like that. We're going to look at algebra and take you right to the source and see what we got. So first of all, I'm going to let n equal, I guess this would be the baby, the youngest, all right? So we'll say the youngest age. And I'm going to go for another one that's 2 years older. It's going to be our middle person, middle child. And that's going to be the middle child. And then let's take a look at the next one, which gains 4 more years. Now, you say, Ernie, why did you put n plus 4? Because here we're 2 apart, and we're still 2 apart on this one, but we have now, over the first one, we are now 4 years above. So you want to put all those in there. Be sure you get those numbers. And that will be our oldest child, okay? I'll put the oldest age there. And what do they do? The hint, the big one. We've got to add up to 51. Now, once we get 3 numbers, it's fine. We got 3 numbers, and they can be all 2 apart. Because once we get an n, we're just going to add 2 and then add 4, and we're going to have nice 3 consecutive ages there, or 3 consecutive even or odd integers. We'll figure it out in a minute. But what we've got to watch out for, there's always something to watch out for, is that we do it right. So let's check it out and see what we've got. We got n plus 2, and n plus 4, because it says they add up to 51. And I'm going to set that equal to our 51. Right there's our start. That's where we go. Easy equation, isn't it? Young child, middle child, old child. All right, all those put together. Now be sure when you put these n's together, you're counting them as 1n, 2n, 3n, and that's what we got. It's 3 n's right there. So we will call it 3n because there's a 1 plus 1 plus 1. Got it. Now you have this little 2 and 4. That's the reason why they're there. So we'll add 6 because that's what 2 plus 4 gives us, right? 51. Now it looks like a real simple little pre-algebra moment, or it is algebra, but it's an easy algebra equation at this point to solve. Let's subtract 6 because we have a plus 6, so we need to move it to the other side. We're going to do just that. We are going to subtract, all right? And when we do that, we're going to end up with what it looks like here. I'm seeing 3n equaling, looks like 45. And that's a nice moment because, hey, we talked about this yesterday. You know, that 4 and 5, if you add those digits together, you get 9, and 9 is divisible by 3. So we know 3 is going to go evenly. It's going to go in there 15 times. So there is our youngest. There's our youngest. I'm going to put it right out there. I hope that stays on everybody's screen. Here we're going to take that 15 and add 2 to it. We're going to get 17. And last but not least, we don't want to leave out the oldest, excuse me. And it's going to be 15 plus 4, which is going to give me 19. So they're all 2 apart. I like that. Let's add them up, see what we get. Do we get 51? Y'all already checking it for me here? I believe that's going to be 21. We're going to carry that 2. Isn't that right? 5 and 7 and 9 do give us 21. I just want to make sure y'all are with me. And 3, and we got 51. Totals out. Works out great. So folks, there's your problem of the day. It does check, and that's your check right there, is to make sure that A, they are 2 apart. All 3 edges are 2 apart from each other. 2 and 2. The next check is, did they add it to 51? And you've sufficed everything that was in the problem. All the clues are met. Life is good. And you know what? That's your problem of the day.